Welcome to the second episode of the RDtype, where we visit the homes of people who really embody the Rachel Donath philosophy of collecting, curating, and building homes and spaces that are personal, really special, and beautifully layered and collected. This home is especially special to me because it's my aunt's home, my Aunt Kate, who was such a huge role model for me growing up. Welcome to Kate's home.
Hi Rachel, it's your auntie. Come on in.
Kate, you have the most incredible home I have ever seen, and I've seen many of your previous homes, and this is you, and I would love you to explain and talk us through your philosophy behind how you collect and how you select pieces as well for your home, because you've always lived in the most beautiful, curated, layered, exceptional spaces.
Well, thank you. I'm a maximalist, but come on down, okay, and I'll tell you the whole
story.
The whole night. It's basically one room. That's the formal end. This is the living end. Welcome. Okay, so the story of how I came to be here is I wanted to downsize. I was in a big modernist house, which I loved, but it was just much more than I needed. And I had a friend who was living in this building. The story of this building is it's one of 6 conjoined mansions. And then in the 80s, there were just 2 left. I think they were called Victoria Mansions, something like that. And they'd fallen into disrepair and become boarding houses and restaurants, and I think they're pretty derelict. This building was turned into a very intentional community of 4 apartments, originally with some common areas. And I came to a funeral here, and I just loved it. And I know that you're not supposed to see funerals as real estate opportunities, but I couldn't help it. I said to the owners, look, if you ever consider selling, keep me in mind. And then I came in, I did a renovation, which was a bit of a nightmare because I had to do it during COVID, but I am thrilled with the results. And it's a really nice community. I've got one of my closest friends living in the building. It's, in St Kilda, which is a slice. You've got everything going on. I went through a big culling process. Can you believe this is the end of a culling process? Because, I had a huge house. And I also was mindful of the flavour of this building, because the last house was a modernist house, and this house is 100 and something years old. It was built in 1861. I also wanted to capture the age of the building, so I intentionally chose, for instance, this dark timber floor. But I also don't believe there are any rules. I think you can put anything with anything if you love both pieces and they work together.
Is that what I always say?
Is that what I don't know.
I always say that, Kate, and I think it's come from you.
Well, I think if you're confident enough in your taste, and at this age and stage of my life, I'm now at the pointy end, and I really do know what I like. I like tribal things, I like textural things, I like colour and movement. The other real advantage I have is no husband, so I don't have to modify my taste for anyone else. So my house is a mixture of things, stuff I found in my travels, a big emphasis on tribal elements. I think textiles really give a house warmth and colour and texture, and my favourite rug shop, hands down, is Loom.
I know, yes.
So all these 3 rugs are from Loom.
Are there any pieces here that you've had for a very long time, or that tell a certain story, or that?
There are many.
Yes.
There are many.
Tell us some fun stories, or surprising, or.
Well, I do love this sculpture, which is made by an artist called Troy Emery. It's actually represented in the National Galleries. But I walked in with my, I think, 6-year-old who just stood stock still in front of it and demanded that I buy it. It's called Unreliable Camouflage. So this, I found it was floor stock, which meant I could have it straight away. I didn't have the 6-week lead time. So I did live with it, and it was beige for a long time. But then when the cat had its way with the couch, I decided it was, it needed to be reupholstered. And it
needed to be catified.
It needed to be catified, and I had fallen in love with the idea of green velvet. Okay, so these chairs, these were Camberwell Market finds. I had seen chairs a bit like this that had been reupholstered in a very high-end store. And so I found these. They were covered in red and black vinyl, sitting on the ugliest plinths you've ever seen in your life. But my upholsterer worked his magic, and I picked this chartreuse colour because I sort of like the acid quality of it. Like your grandmother,
Yes.
I love a round table. This is 1.8 and I've squeezed up to 12 people around this table. So first of all, they're very flexible, they're friendly and they're very democratic.
Yes.
And you can have conversations with everyone. So this Mark Tuckey tables come with me from my last house. And I sort of like this eclectic collection of chairs, including one of yours. And these are my bum chairs. I found them in a gallery. I think they came from Milan, but I just love the whimsy
These
of
are the
that.
originals.
Yeah.
Yes.
So this image I bought during COVID, sight unseen. It was Joseph McLennan and I got it from a gallery in Sydney. Apart from the fact that my partner hates it, I love it. And I just feel it leads you outside. I love this long kitchen bench. So what I did here, and there was a very small, really unsatisfactory kitchen, and I'm a cook, so I need a serious kitchen. And so I built this. The problem with this kitchen was that we didn't want to have overhead cupboards. We didn't want to destroy the sightline. So the only thing that goes above the sightline is the fridge, because that was unavoidable. And then the rest is this beautiful marble platform for objects. And there are your grandparents.
Yes.
That's that picture of Papa was an unfinished sketch that was found in Louis Cahan's studio after he died. And then the painting of your grandmother, my mother, was painted by a friend of mine who was going to enter it in the Archibald. But when she died, she gave it to me and I was really
Wow,
thrilled.
it's beautiful.
Isn't it great? I also like African stuff. I mean, who can resist a beaded bird? This is something that's very polarising. Let me show you. I bought this at an art fair. It's a hair goblet. It's made by a New Zealand artist, and I wish I could think of the name because I would like to give them the credit, but to tell you the truth, I can't be sure. And people either love it or they hate it. Very polarising. My children hate it, but if you can't annoy your children, what fun is there, you know? Okay.
Oh, it's a steak. I thought it was a pig.
It's a meat sculpture. This is...
Of course it's a meat sculpture.
It's by a French artist, and again, I wish I could think of the name. But yes, it's a T-bone steak with a chop of some sort, some sausages, and I just think it's witty. I don't think you should take yourself too seriously all the time. And I think
when you find something like that, do you have in mind where you're going to put it, or you just think, I love it, I'm going to go home and I'm going to figure it out?
Well, I think probably I always envisioned that a meat sculpture would end up in the kitchen. It sort of drifted down to the end when my daughter became a vegan. I'm very fond of this cow.
Yes, I love the cow.
I don't know, really.
Does it have any function? Is it a jug?
It's a jug.
Oh, it pours out of the mouth.
It's a jug, and it's seen better days. You know, the horns have sustained some damage and so forth.
Do you use it, or is it just for
I
decorative?
don't. It just sits there. I'm a Taurus, so I've just got a particular affinity. I do love a cow.
My grandmother, Kate's mum, was such a collector, and I know that she influenced the way that I recognize and appreciate art and pottery and putting things together, and it opened my eyes because you know that was the home that I was in a lot as a child that was very creative.
Yeah.
And you've definitely got that gene.
Yes, she had a beautiful eye.
How would you describe her aesthetic or her, you know, like what was she thinking about when she was putting her home together?
I think she was thinking about harmony and comfort and beauty.
Yeah.
And she really did recognise good design. She sewed, she did woodwork, she made jewellery at one point.
I remember doing, like, on a Sunday morning, we'd go to her house and she would do clay, like make clay.
And she probably did
candlesticks with us and potato stamps and making bean bags. Those bean bags we'd throw in the backyard.
Yeah, she was a doer.
Always always on the sewing machine. But I think there's a really obvious, and I have the same philosophy, just a complete disregard for like trends or seasonality or what's, you know, what the latest and the best and what everyone's buying. Like both you and Sufta, my grandmother, Sufta, couldn't care less about those things, and you'd buy things that you'd loved for many, many years, and it didn't matter if it came from a time when, you know, that it was trendy then and it's not, you know, it doesn't matter. It was timeless in your eyes. And I have that same philosophy in my
yes.
business now as well. And I got it from you and from Safta. That's where I got it from. Those were the homes that I was around as a child, that I would sort of just look around and feel so inspired and excited. I would come with you to Camberwell markets on Sunday mornings. You'd pick me up at 6:30 or 7 in the morning. I'd be like, oh, groggy, as a little girl, and we'd go together to the markets, and I would just watch you sort of look through piles of junk and somehow pick something out that was just magical. And you sort of you recognized form, you recognized the treasure among the trash.
Yeah.
And that I have been, for a long time, and still today, I love a good market.
So I wanted to have a powder room. So what we've got here is the world's smallest powder room. It's a bit of a problem because I insisted the door open inwards because I didn't want a door or a view of a toilet sticking out into the hallway. So you've really got to be quite thin to go to the toilet here. What I have in here is a shell mirror that I absolutely adore, that I bought at Lineage. I had a bit of fun in here because there's a bit of a Queen theme. We call it the throne room. This hallway was an opportunity for what they call a salon hang. I don't know if this really fits within that orthodoxy, but I just thought this place is a way it'll absorb some art. And this is a textbook example of my capacity to accommodate big art. This painting is by an artist called Andrew Wellman, who I think lives in Indonesia. And it's a recurring Buddha image. And for some reason, I really love it. It's not a painting I want to look at all the time, but I just love the subtlety and the gradations of colour. So this little cluster of tribal artifacts, so I think that's Tiwi Island, that's from New Guinea. After your grandfather died, Safta gave that to me immediately. She'd always hated it, but I loved it.
I've never seen that in her house.
So then there are photos, family photos. This is a fun little piece. This is an amazing story. So at Camberwell Market, there's a man I've bought a lot of jewellery from, and he rang and said, I've got something that I think you might be interested in. It was a little silver, that's all it was, a little silver piece, which was actually an image of my father, your grandfather. And I found this photo at Joel's, and I subsequently became really close friends with the photographer. It's an artist named Linda Wachtel, and this is a Jeff Koons sculpture that happened to have been installed on the roof of a building in New York. So you'll see the New York skyline behind, but I love the way the reflection plays of this in this giant bonbon.
Have you ever, Kate, had indecision around buying something, or do you feel like you're quite decisive and you know what you like?
Unfortunately, I don't have indecision. I have impulse control. So what I've learnt to do, if I'm not 100% sure, is to step away and think about it for a day or so. Or an hour, whatever, as much time as I can.
But what if it's a one-off and it's going to go if you don't take it? How do you decide? I know what I'd say, but I want to know what you'd say.
I just think you trust your gut.
Yeah.
So this is my bedroom. It's the smaller of the two bedrooms, but it has a really beautiful outlook. And I love the grace of these windows. And so what happened in here was it really sort of designed itself. We had to raise the floor level so that we could get the plumbing and things underneath. That's probably about the first painting I bought confidently, and I really love that. It just doesn't grow old for me. She's quite a prolific artist, and you will see her work around, but there's something about the forms in that and the monochrome that really works. These cushions, and this one here, are dowry bags.
Wow.
That are embroidered for brides and filled with booty. And I brought home 11 kilos of textiles, and some of them got stuffed and turned into cushions. And this is Indian. These are cantha quilts I'm really fond of. These I love. These again are from the Aboriginal Art Fair. This is my perfect combination of textile meets tribal meets sculpture. So I love these wacky birds. And Lee Schonheimer, the woman who painted the picture of Safta, the grandmother upstairs, had given me this years ago. So I love this little imposter bird. Again, when it came to storage, I thought I can get, white, neat, invisible units, but I do love these Japanese trunks. There are a few places that specialise in this kind of thing. There's Kazari. There's a place called Tombo. They do come up from time to time at Leonard Joel's. This leather chair has come with me from place to place. I just like the form of that. It mostly becomes a place you pile things, as are all chairs that end up in bedrooms.
Chairs, yes. Show us your bathroom.
So, all right, brace yourself. This bathroom was tricked out of the tiniest space. This was originally my daughter's bedroom. And I said, look, she said, I'm getting the little bedroom. So we started looking at pictures, and I've always loved green. And I said, how about we do green tiles? And then we flicked through lots of images, and we came up with this beautiful idea for the joinery. The joiners I had here were just superb. What I managed to do was reclaim some of the space from under the stairs. So this turns a corner and there's a sort of Japanese or hammam style step down shower and bathroom. And then I also thought, well, I really don't want to introduce too many other elements. So I searched high and low and found things like green towels. You know, I just thought, I don't want any more going on in here. This is a bit of fun. I used to have this in the guest room of my old house, and this is now the guest room. Are you ready? Ta-da! Who could resist that? This bedroom is fabulous, I have to say.
I love this, wow.
I do too. I love the dissonance of, you know, this traditional Japanese woman looking at, it's obviously a 1960s photo, because looking at the fashions, you know, the study in contrast and just the quizzical expression. You know, what is she making of that?
Yeah. When you bought it, were you thinking, I'm going to do something with it, or you were just thinking this is a good piece to have?
I thought it was a good piece. When I found this, thought it's a good piece by itself, but it's a vehicle for something, because you do run out of walls. These cushions I made out of fabric remnants. And this one was Nina's, my daughter. It says, "Love me as I am." It's actually the same artist who did the meat sculpture.
Yeah.
But she said, you know, she didn't want to have a giant pair of lips on her bed, but I do.
Like, you're collecting, and your eye has also translated into like fashion and jewelry. You've always had amazing, beautiful, like chunky sculptural jewelry, and always worn really big, you know, like tribal pieces around your neck. And do you think that once you've got that sort of collector's eye of looking out for things and you know, finding it works in different parts of your life, not just in your home?
Yeah, I do see the possibility in things, and I do see things that other people might regard as odd. If they speak to you, if there's integrity in the design or originality or fabulous form or something, trust yourself.
Yeah.
If, you know, try and avoid, you know, I'm also a fan of IKEA, right? But I wouldn't buy a couch from IKEA, I don't think, although they are getting better. But I think you can find a lot of accent pieces, a lot of things that can really lift your house and make it exciting.
Are there any design rules that you stick to, or that you consider when making decisions around purchases or bringing things into your house?
I think there is a bit of that Marie Kondo thing. It should spark joy. So that's different for different people. Personally, I don't do grey. I don't do grey anything. Matchy. I don't think you know, get a turquoise painting and have turquoise cushions. Avoid trends. The minute boucle furniture started arriving, I had visions of seeing oceans of boucle furniture. Sometimes you've just got to think, is this really a good idea? I know it's a moment, but is it really good design?
Yes.
For me at this stage, I'm 67. I know what I like at this stage. And if I'm not 100% sure, then I'll just put a bit of space between impulse and decision, or I'll ask advice from someone who I know and trust. Because I've got lots of friends who have beautiful homes, great eyes, and I trust their assessment. And they're honest with me. I'm not planning to grow old.
No.
I don't think I ever will be. I still think I should be sitting at this children's table.
So do I.
Originally I had an idea. I owned some apartments in an Art Deco building on Fitzroy Street. And when I was in a position to be buying some property, I thought it would be nice to quietly install friends in this building. And then as we grow older, we can all live alongside each other. So I'm doing a version of that now, because I've got this lovely friend down the hall and this lovely couple downstairs. I've been very fortunate and blessed to find a lovely partner now. But I think people need connection and proximity to other people and people they bump into in their everyday life. Also, those just simple exchanges of, do you have some spare milk, or I've got leftovers, come up for dinner, or I'm feeling lousy, let's have a cup of tea, or I've got 2 tickets, do you want to come with?
Yeah.
And we do a lot of that here.
That's really special, Kate. I think it's also credit to you because, you're great company.
Well, I'm a lot. You either like me or you don't.
Oh, but we like you.
No, but I'm lucky. I think women in particular have the capacity, and it's not unique to women, but it's more usual to make friends all through their lives. And I really enjoy that. And I love bringing people into my house. I don't like a big party, but I do love a dinner party. So there's lots of 8 people or 10 people for dinner, with me in the kitchen not missing out on anything because I'm right there. And people asking questions about what's on and what's happening. And that's just the way I roll.